Hey y'all, it's Coltrane coming at you from the official YouTube website of The Trainwreck, a podcast about pop culture, society, entertainment, Yamama, hosted by four sarcastic, slightly jaded, but fully authentic Gen Xers. We chat, we laugh, we play games, we're interactive most of all, so we do include you in all the fun. So do like the instructions say down there, click, subscribe, give a like, ring that bell, and join us live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on the Jaded Zen Network. While you're here, go ahead and take a look around, but on your way out, remember, click that subscribe button, give a like, ring the bell, and be that cool friend that gets people to watch a good train wreck. Because once you do, you just can't look away. See you every Wednesday. The following podcast is rated R for adult language, references to drug and sex, possible disturbing images. The chances of staying politically correct is about 0. Fart and toilet humor, and we're just plain filthy. You've been warned. You have 3 seconds to bow out. 3, 2. And now it's showtime. Welcome to the train wreck. I am your host, Coltrane. See that little trademark thing next to Coltrane? That means that shit belongs to me. Matter of fact, in about 2 weeks, I believe it is official. I got the, not the letter, but the email from the USTPO patent office, whatever. So I can sue all y'all motherfuckers that try to do that. What's up, Armando? How you doing? To my, let's see, which direction did that go?
Opposite direction.
Okay. To my, on the screen, it's to my right. All the way out there in Nebraska, God knows where. It's not Omaha, it's not Lincoln, so who the hell cares? Miss JJ Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? Hey, John.
Feeling all right.
Hey,
What's up,
John.
John? How you doing? And below us, Brady Bunch style, is the lady of the castle. It's Lady Coltrane.
Hello.
And normally we have a New Yorker in the corner. No fucking clue where she is right now. So
Nope.
Down one host. So yeah, she is out in the sticks, ain't she, John?
I am indeed, John.
So just like, have you guys ever seen Fools Rush In?
Yes.
Okay, remember when
That's one of
he
my
was trying to
favorite
find her in
movies.
Mexico?
Yes.
So he had to take a plane, then he had to take like a bus and then a donkey, and then like some kid piggyback ride.
Yes, that's funny.
That's what it takes to get out to you. What's going on, Kevin Marr? Good to see you. Let's see.
Hey, Kevin.
Joey says, "How you doing, JJ?" So today, we'll get right into it because since we're a few minutes late. Yes, she was. Okay, John.
Yes, she was.
I want you to tell me your favorite scene, and hang on, I'm going to write it down, and I know exactly which one you're going to pick. So hang on.
But
Okay, hey John, what is your absolute favorite scene from that movie? And we're just sitting here waiting like dumbasses.
I was just gonna say,
Well, I'll tell you mine was when he went
He
out
came
in
out.
the desert with the brothers. When he went out there with the brothers.
Oh yeah, we
All
were
her
scared of all
brothers in the
that
desert.
cactus and shit.
Yes,
Or
that
the
was
snakes and he
freaking
fell into the
hilarious.
cactus. Yeah.
And
That
came
shit, you know,
home
I've barely bumped a cactus, like to where one little prickly hits you. That shit hurts. I mean, it hurts.
Not unlike a thorn bush.
Yeah, but it's different. It's like they're needlies.
Yeah.
Part where she goes off on them in Spanish. Damn it. I picked dancing scene in the kitchen.
Yeah, and
That's what I thought he was gonna say too.
Yeah, well, he's kicking himself right now. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's the one too."
Hey,
What's
Ty.
going on, Tyra? I'm glad that she popped up because oh shit, that's just Slipper. I thought the dog was. I'm petting her fucking foot like a dumbass because I thought the dog was hey puppy. You made a squeaky squeaks.
This is the slipper I'm wearing, and I crossed my foot, and he thought it was the dog, so he's like caressing my foot.
No, I'm thinking I'm being a nice pet owner and shit. Like,
He's petting you.
I love you.
Petting you. Hi.
Let's see. No, I need to see. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, but you still had it in that movie too.
Yeah.
Oh, the people don't know what the hell we're talking about. Go ahead and throw that out there, Jay.
Oh, sorry.
If I need to see that, I will watch Desperado. Very true.
Yeah.
But still, that was a sexy ass scene, man. You know, just picture your wife at home
really
with
was.
that thing on her head.
And she was in the
gypsy dress.
overalls and just, you know.
In her head.
Swinging them tits. Everything was swinging.
Hey, John Paul.
What's up,
Hey,
John Paul? Good to see you in the house.
Ooh, Micah.
Who?
Micah.
Micah. Such a pretty puppy.
Well, hello, Micah.
Yes, very so much so.
This is where we get into our PSAs here. So remember, always go to the two places: the place that heals you and the place that inspires you. Because we're going to talk about trolls later. Oh yeah.
All right.
Little thing about depression. Be invisible. Please take those who courageously open up about it seriously. Does not mean, excuse me, that does not mean aren't there. Okay, try that again.
Whoops.
However, that doesn't mean they aren't there or they aren't still impacting them. Those with high functioning depression, which was me for about 10 years, can appear to, quote, have it all together because their symptoms are hidden. And if someone opens up about their depression, please don't dismiss it because they don't, quote, look depressed, because nobody knew.
Yeah.
You know, for about 10 years, nobody knew. And I was like down. You know, on top of the highs of, oh, here comes the puppy just busting in like she pays rent. You know, on top of the anxiety lows as well. So I didn't have bipolar. I don't have that. I have ADHD with a depression chaser, I guess you would call it. But where a lot of the problem lied was, I'm not exaggerating when I say I have been tested with 28 different forms of medication before we finally arrived to one that worked. I mean, I'm 46. We started on, I was 23, I believe, when I first noticed.
That tracks.
Up. But what happened for the past couple years was, instead of being treated for depression or ADHD, I was being treated for bipolar, which I was never diagnosed with. So there were times where I was either aggressive or way sad, or, you know, I would just kind of, my mood would swing almost like bipolar, but it wasn't I'd never experienced mania. Like, never. I would kill to have like one day of mania, whole damn house done and all that shit. Just one, and then like go to sleep. But yeah, it was, nobody saw it, nobody could tell, you know. And it's always the ones, check the ones that make everybody laugh, check the ones that check on everybody else, because chances are they're needing somebody to check on them because they're feeling that void in their life by making sure their crew is safe. So with that said, if you ever feel like it's getting to the end of your rope, don't do it. Just wait 5 more minutes and call 988. Excuse me, as I'm sounding like a MVP. If you need someone to talk to, don't hesitate to call or text the 988 Lifeline at 988. You can also chat with a trained caring crisis counselor online at 988lifeline.org/chat. They are here for you. Those of you who know me personally, you know I'm there for you because I will never dismiss depression. I'll never dismiss any mental illness.
Yeah.
The only time I dismiss that shit is when there's a mass murderer and that's their defense. Like, I've been about as bad as anybody can be, and I never thought, you know what, I got to kill a motherfucker tonight. You know, it just never popped up in my mind. If you are LBGTQ, this is for you. The LGBT National Hotline up top left-hand corner, 888-843-4564. The Youth Talk line, 800-246-7743. The senior, that's right, we have old gay people, 888-234-7243. And if you are trying to come out but really don't know who to come out to and you need a little support, National Coming Out Support Hotline is there for you. 888-688-5428. There's also a number for if you are experiencing problems as a trans person, 877-565-8860. And you can always rewind this anytime you need to or pause it. And for people of color, it's called Black Line, but that doesn't mean it's just for the black folk. It's for everybody of color. Or anybody who is, well, it says right there, most impacted by systematic oppression. So you can be LGBTQ, you can be black, you can be Hispanic, anything where you feel like you're being oppressed or
marginalized.
Yeah, that's the word I've been looking for. Good Lord. The owner is a black LGBTQ person herself, so she's got a double there. So I'm sure she can pretty much help you out with whatever you need. Forgot to say this last week, but here's my pappy, and he retired last Wednesday after like 34 years. 33 years at the bus company.
32, something
well,
like that.
It's been a lot of years.
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
First black supervisor in the history of the company. Literally worked his way from the bottom up. He started as a bus cleaner, made his way to maintenance, made his way to driver, made his way to dispatch, and then to a managerial position. So, you know what? Congratulations. It's time so he can finally, hang it up and rest. I mean, one thing I will say, hardworking guy.
Yeah.
I was never hungry. I never went without. Let's put it that way. And the fact that I'm not even of his DNA. He just picked up the ball and ran with it when I was 7. So
that's a hell of a man.
Yeah.
Which one's the father and which one's the dad? Because they always say you can be one. Anyone can be the one, but it takes
anyone can be a father.
Father. Okay.
It takes a real man to be a dad.
Yeah. So he's dad. Yeah. So, which I just found out about my father about a year ago. I think I told a lot of you people. I think I've said it on the show before too.
Yeah.
Yeah, white dude. Who knew? But it goes to show you that my mom's DNA is powerful. Not only did I come out dark.
Oh, I like that, Tyra.
Daughters are dark.
Tyra.
Father is the blood, dad is love. Okay.
Yep.
That's easy to remember. All right. Real quick, I wanted to show you this because I don't know if it's photoshopped or if this is, I'll really have to go back into both archives to see. But this is Michael Scott and his boss on The Office, and on the right is Triple H and Killer Kowalski, who was his trainer. It's got to be. Somebody had to Photoshop that because it's. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. But that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, that's what Triple H used to look like. He used to be called Terra Rising. Yeah, Terra Rising. Jean-Paul Levesque, who was a French aristocrat. Yeah, it is, Micah. It is a good analogy. Just talking about the dad thing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to a station ID, and when we come back, JJ, are you actually prepared for? Do you have all the information that you need for what we're talking about?
Yes.
For what we're talking about, stutter stammer. I do voice stuff for a living. All right, 30 seconds. For those of you watching the Trainwreck Live, we are currently simulcasting on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at Jaded Zen. YouTube viewers, click the subscribe button in the lower right corner of your screen and boom, you're in the cool car. The Trainwreck is property of Jaded Zen Entertainment, copyright 2024, all rights reserved. All right, so we are back from that. It's so distracting because I have a 40-inch television and my monitor right here that's both playing YouTube, and we're about 3 seconds behind. What's up, JH? We don't know, man. We have no clue.
We heard from her.
Haven't heard from her.
Haven't heard yes, no, kiss my ass, nothing like that. I know John Paul probably dropped off already. It's like, what? Oh no, we ain't gonna have a Lullaless show. So yeah, evidently won't be a lowdown. So hopefully she is okay, because again, we ain't heard hide nor hair, kiss my ass, none of that shit. But
we know that she's been having a lot of cell phone issues, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, she's playing it right between Rikers Island and LaGuardia.
Can he scare her off? I hope not.
I'll put it this way: don't nobody scare her off from anything.
No, yeah, that's true.
And we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, Jake, I remember last week you said something about you had a show. Is that correct? And so while he's loading that cannon, go ahead and tell us about your GoFundMe deal.
Okay, guys. So
want me to solo you?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So my daughter started a GoFundMe for me, my mother, and my granddaughter. That's us in the household. We need a new car. And it's detrimental for me to get back and forth to dialysis, mom to her appointments in Lincoln, Aria, the whole thing. So she started up a GoFundMe, and I thought we'd share the link just in case you guys would like to donate to it. Please don't feel an obligation to do it, but anything would be helpful. We would appreciate anything, and it's for a good cause, and I can promise you that every dime of it is going to where it's said to be going. And I'll see if Tyra can drop the link down there. Otherwise, it is the gofund.me and then /7AC0B5AB.
Create a banner right quick. So if you can say that again slower.
GoFund.
Oops. Hang on, let my keyboard start up. It's the only thing about these wireless fuckers. Find it.
Nope.
Really?
There
we go. Okay.
Okay.
So, it lied to me.
You say go.
GoFund.me, and then it's a /7AC0B5AB.
One moment. Let me see if I can post this for you.
Gosh. And again, don't feel obligation to do anything, guys. But I would totally appreciate it.
Yeah, this isn't one of those will make you feel guilty type of things. It's just
if you want to
and all that kind of shit.
See, that's the thing, John. I can't make it to Lincoln. It's an hour away, and I'm barely making it to Beatrice for dialysis. So I mean, my car is almost at 200,000, and I'm pretty sure my transmission is going.
What kind of car is this?
02 Lincoln Town car.
Oh, it's just no 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing like a 80s something.
Why?
I don't know. It's just how we do.
So, John Paul, we said your name because Lo is not going to be on today. So we were just
as far as we know.
We were just joking that you were probably going to bounce if you knew that she was not going to be on, but we hope that you don't.
Yeah, hang out. We have fun.
Yes,
Oh,
it is a
nice.
boat, John.
John
I love
Walker's
my car, John.
willing to
but
travel.
Nice.
You're so sweet. Well, you let me know. You
Can
guys got my
somebody
number.
try? Can somebody try to see if that link actually came through on my chat? Because I don't. It doesn't show up as an actual link for me, and I don't know if it came through or not.
It does. It did.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
it does
Perfect.
on YouTube.
It does.
Awesome.
On YouTube. Yeah.
Good deal.
All right. So, and again, there's no feeling. Bolin used to. Yeah, Bolin has a 2004 Volvo now that cost about.
Okay, bring you guys back up on the screen now.
Oh yeah, duh. I can see myself. I can just.
I know. That's what I was looking. I was like, wait, no, it's still on just me.
Why did we have that one set up? That looked better. Nope.
See, I thought it was something. Okay. You're using the same buttons I would have used.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. Although we cover up our logo and every damn thing else, but they can see our pretty faces.
That's what they come
So-
for.
That's right. They come for the pretty, they stay for the knowledge. So we're going to talk about people in power and what power does. And I posted the question on my YouTube page, to which like 3 people answered. Fuck y'all.
Well, I was
If
going to
you
answer on
were
here.
gifted- Oh yeah. if you were gifted, let's say $10 billion and a relatively good amount of power, from your nature, and be honest, would you use all of that to help everyone else with equality, or would you hoard a whole lot of that shit for yourself?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. If I was gifted with either of those things, I'm going to say this with a disclaimer, because first of all, if any of that would get me a kidney, I would be very selfish about it. However, if, we're in the real world, I would help all the people that have been around me who have helped me. And that's quite a list of people. So, yeah, but that's how my heart works. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not, well,
Now, how tempting would it be for you to just be all quiet? Look, cross your mind?
no,
Okay.
just because I'd want to be able to shower people with the things that they want rather than just be able to do what I need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now here's where it gets like, the rubber meets the road. What would you do? You just snatched something up.
Did I?
What would I do?
Yeah,
Well-
what specifically would you do with the power and money? You have
Okay.
influence.
Well, the first thing I would do is talk to my big brother, because he and my son have all these business plans and things that they would do if they had money. And first thing I would do is, to my big brother, gift him whatever it is that he would want to do. And I know at one time he told me he wanted to create like a tiny house community for our family,
Yeah.
like buy some land and create a tiny house community for our family. So I think that would be first.
Like a compound.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Bluefoot
That's a good idea.
compound. That would be first on my list. If I was given absolute power, I would change the whole transplant evaluation system. I know there's a whole lot of other stuff that needs to be done before that, but understand
That's
that
within your
if I'm
heart right
being
now.
selfish, yes, if
Mhm.
I'm being selfish, that's what I would do.
Nice. Well, and again, we always get around to there's always going to be a selfishness when you have power.
Yep.
But is it for good or is it for evil? You know, that's a lot of what we're getting to. Shell.
Let's see. If I had, okay, so the question is if I had endless power or funds.
Mhm.
Is that it?
Yeah, if you had like
Thank you,
powerful,
John
like,
Paul.
board the train. Yeah, if you had, what was the word? Like, influence over power and 10 billion.
Goodness. Well, one of the biggest things that I really want to do, and I've been talking about it for a really long time, is just creating packages for homeless people and just divvying them out. Going on. I mean, in Phoenix, we could just go downtown and just hand them out.
Yep.
It's something that we haven't had the resources to do. So that's something that I would love to do, to be able to help people that are in my community, to help them out. Another thing that I would really like to do is be able to contribute to like the child cancer hospitals, the Shriners, the what's the other one that we see all the time?
St. Jude.
St. Jude, yeah. Contribute to those, because children, I mean, this sounds cheesy, but children are literally our future.
Yeah.
And if we can't help them to be healthy, to create a better world, I don't know what's going to happen,
Hang on, put that comment up there. We keep a box in the car with clothes and food for the homeless.
I love that.
Sweet.
Yeah, she
Put
does.
Kevin Mars up there.
Oh,
Thank you, Kevin.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
Just goes to show you he is a sweet man. Oh, hey, Kevin, you know what? Remember I was looking for your remote control last week? It was literally in the second drawer under one of these bad boys. Like, I searched frantically, gave up,
I'm gonna
opened it up to put my to take my
headband off.
put my headband on, actually, and there it was. I'll be a son bitch. So let's see what is.
Micah, you'll need to reach out to me, and I can help you with that too, because I would love to get involved with stuff like that. My mom, she's a quilter, but she's obviously a sewer, and so during COVID, she made a gazillion masks, and then she also works for, I don't know if it's with the church or if it's a charity, but she makes sanitary napkins to give to the like third world countries that they don't have the resources. And so that's what she does with her time. And I would love to be able to do stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a sewer, so I could just purchase the goods, but be able to contribute to people that need the help.
They have one of those things in Lincoln. I think they call it Brody Gross, where they put together packages for the homeless women specifically.
I love that.
And give them pads, bras, stuff like that. That
was an idea we had for a while, because Michelle has so many old purses and bags, and then we go to hotels and clean them out. And so,
when you go to a hotel and they have the little soaps and stuff, and then you leave and they clean, and then they replace it. Well, even if we don't use it, we put it in our bag, so they replace it. So we have a nice little bunch of stuff. Yep. But as far as like power,
there we go. Look at that, man.
John Paul.
Okay.
Thank you, John Paul.
So this is Kevin Mars' gift again. Look at that. We got red. It doesn't show up good on the screen because it has kind of a weird. But
move your computer.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's just gonna make the microphone. Okay. So anyway. Okay. So. Yeah. Nobody asked you nothing. Whoops! I hit the on button. The wrong button. Oops.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what it does. Because I'm dropping every damn thing. So yeah, he's a good guy. And for all of you that are wondering, like, what the hell that was one of our viewers, Kevin Marr, who is, I believe, Indiana, correct? For our 20th wedding anniversary, He built us a what would you call it? Just a jewelry box.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a cool jewelry box. It lights up. Does all kinds of
What
cool
you got
shit.
in it?
What's
What'd
that?
you put in it? What'd you put in it?
Nothing yet.
Oh,
Because it's right now it's just pretty.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yes,
And it
this
lights up.
stone
That's-
design. Yeah.
Oh, and then there's a hook for a locket. But I haven't found anything to really put in there yet. But yeah, my man's artful. I had to pull his picture out of here because there was not enough room to put a bunch of stuff in here. But I have it in my computer, so I'll load it sometime. But he deserves recognition for that.
Hey, Bob.
Who's that?
Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's going on, man? Okay, so were you done with yours?
I was trying to think for like power to do something. I don't know what it would be, but to help with the educational system. I don't know what it would be, but we need to get these kids educated on history and the world because they're being isolated from what reality is.
You're right.
For me, first I go to one of them dudes that knows about money because I know I'm a fucking idiot. So, that dude takes care of all the taxes and all that. But one thing I've always wanted to do, there's a few things actually. One was I wanted to buy a few acres of land, maybe in various cities. And I want that to be a part of the curriculum of whatever public school system is to
Yes.
learn how to grow
About that.
sustainable shit.
Mhm.
Whatever you grow, you can take home. The other shit goes to the cafeterias in the school system. So it's sustainable. You're saving money. The kids get nutritious shit. They know where their food's coming from. And, you can still outsource to, the livestock companies and all that kind of shit. But for fresh veggies and fruits and, and plus they can learn, like, how we used to make fun of 4-H and all that kind of shit when we were growing up. Only $5 of it, Bob. Incrementally at a time. But
My little
what
one
was
is
I-
still in. Oh, she's still in 4-H.
Is
We
it?
still
See,
do. And get this, where I live, the schools around here are sourced from the local farmers. Their veggies,
really
they have farm to table. Yeah.
I love that.
cool.
Yep.
But, I was actually really surprised because, in Nebraska, there's farmland, there's cattle, so 4-H, FFA, that's like super quote unquote popular. It's everywhere. They actually have that
nice.
here in Chandler at the Chandler High that my daughter goes to school at. They have FFA. I'm like, really? They raise these cattle and sheep and
Goats and shit.
Mhm.
and you go on the campus and you could
Yeah, that's
hear
true,
some
Bob.
of the animals that live there.
Oh, we got goats like a few blocks up somewhere. I haven't pinpointed the house. I think I know which one it is, but I used to hear like the roosters too. Well, matter of fact, in Omaha, when we
Mhm.
lived there, and we were like in the middle, like the very central part of Omaha, where it's just all neighborhoods and buildings and shit. And when I'd walk Gabby to the bus stop, you just hear. I'm like, ooh, I bet you that motherfucker. I bet you they
Some
hate
people.
his ass.
Yep.
Because I'd be having a 10-piece that night. Someone in my neighborhood. Oh, wait. My best friend's
sorry.
daughter in California got accepted for FFA college. Really?
Wow.
I didn't know
Nice.
they had a college.
I didn't either.
That's, and like I said, we come from Nebraska, but
Mhm.
I guess when something is around you so much, you take it for granted. Like we
Yes.
make fun of farmland because that's all we're surrounded by is farmland.
Yep.
Except for Omaha and Lincoln, which are actual cities.
Mhm.
But we all did the eggs and the incubators and all that kind of shit. Remember those?
Yep.
And someone in my neighborhood
Yeah.
has chickens. It's well, Texas, hell.
It's sad though because a lot of the stuff you mentioned, remember when you did it in elementary school?
Sure.
I didn't have that opportunity because when I was in 3rd grade, I believe, we moved from Fremont, Nebraska, which, small town,
Mhm.
to North Platte, Nebraska, which was like Redneckville, about 15 years behind everybody else in the rest of the country. And then in 5th grade, middle of 5th grade, we moved to Lincoln. So in between those moves, a lot of the stuff that kids learn in elementary school, I missed it. So like the egg incubator thing,
Mhm.
missed it.
She don't know the state song.
The state song, missed it because they didn't go over that stuff when I was in North Platte. And then when I came to Lincoln, I was about almost a year behind in school. So I had to catch up. And I used to be super good in math. I actually had to go to math resource when I came to Lincoln because I was so far behind.
Wow.
Isn't that weird how schools are like that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's what's going on around the country and shit with all this
Mhm.
banning books and wanting to teach your kids curriculum at home. I mean, I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucking morons, okay? You barely skated through high school as it is. There's no fucking way you can teach your kids any better than what you know. And you don't know shit.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that. I'll take a look at it.
Y'all's initials.
I'm talking
and
to
the date
Kevin. I'm
they're
just
in it.
having 3 conversations and shit.
Sorry.
But
I've-
yeah, especially a lot of you hillbillies out there that think you know better than scientists and doctors and all that shit. You're gonna teach your kids the same dumb shit that you grew up with. I don't understand why you wouldn't want your child to go someplace where their mind can be expanded. You know,
Or
but
live
the
a
thing
better
is,
life than you do.
well, you know, the thing is not only do they not want them to learn about like what they were doing 30 years ago, there are people who really legit don't want their kids to do better than them.
To be better than them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not a parent. That is
No.
not a parent. I'm sorry.
I tell my kids every day, be better than
You
me.
better
Like,
be
learn
better
from my
than me.
mistakes. I did some stupid shit. Don't do stupid shit.
I pray
You
to
know?
God that my
Well,
children
yeah.
are better than me every
Mhm.
day. Please let them be better than me.
John,
Yeah, John,
do you
remember
not know
you
about the state song? Because I didn't.
I'm sure he does. It's the alphabetical order song. So how you know how
Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado,
Yeah.
Connecticut,
Dun, dun, dun.
and that's it. That's all.
Really?
I mean, I know the states,
Oh.
but the song,
That's pretty much his 50 nifty United States
Mhm.
from 13 original colonies.
I'm going to be
Alright, so
honest
you
with you. I don't even remember that shit.
You know what? That was like
Oh, I know. And I
2nd or 3rd
remember
grade.
Aria sings it, the littles sing it. And I'm like, gosh, it's gone. It's gone from there.
Yep.
Can you write cursive?
Oh,
Did that
yeah.
disappear?
Exclusively, almost exclusively, people are always like, what does that say? It's cursive. Just
That's sad. See, my kids can read it. I didn't know because I asked, and they were like,
well,
"Yeah."
mine can too, but they're
Mhm.
older than yours. So,
And
but-
people are what am I trying to say? I got thrown off when I looked over here.
Stop reading the comments.
I know. ADHD shit. Telling you my Vyvanse. Fuck. I don't know what else.
he meant don't. he said, Jason, please don't sing the song.
Oh, man, you know my voice is dope. Yeah, see, that's why you couldn't spell it. Please, font sing. Don't even throw up the correction. Just let them sit with it. Oh, sweet. Okay.
Did you look at it? Coltrane?
But I got
Did
so
you look
enamored
at
by the. I probably did notice it, but I just forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Like a squirrel.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, Vyvanse so anyway, back to what I was gonna do. So yeah, like big plots of land, so the entire school system can do it, and it almost should be. I wouldn't say mandatory, but it should be part of the curriculum, like how to grow shit, how to sustain shit. On top of that, I would like to go to cities like San Francisco, here, LA, and like your brother, build these tiny community houses
Mhm.
Like, because they have made it illegal to be homeless.
Yes.
And yet won't
How
put
the
people
fuck?
anywhere. And
Exactly.
what are they supposed to do with that? Like,
Exactly.
Right.
So they build
What
their
is
tents, they get ticketed, and then they ticket people for helping them. Like,
Yeah.
if you bring them food and shit, you can get ticketed for that.
so then
Yes.
they want to build more jails so they can put the homeless people in the jail? Is that
Probably.
what is that
Well,
how
that's
they
slave labor.
figure
That's
out that
yeah. Everybody says slavery's over, but that is the modern day slavery, is to pack these for-profit jails. And then there's these back end contract deals with construction companies where it's like, hey, my people can do that shit for like half the cost because the warden and his boys are getting all that shit. The prisoners ain't getting none of that. So, I mean, it's very convenient to buy a prison if you're rich enough to buy one. I mean, that's a turnkey business right there.
Yeah, I
Well,
suppose that's
it's sad
money.
because there's so many different communities, like you were saying, that they make it illegal to be homeless, but they don't take care of the people that are homeless. But then they bring in illegal immigrants that create more homelessness. So it's just creating, stacking upon stacking on the problem instead of resolving any of the problems or issues.
Yes, they said after like 45 days of being homeless, they'll throw you in jail. Jesus Christ. And I
John,
saw even
Lincoln
in
is doing
Houston,
which part, John? Lincoln
hey,
is
it's
doing which part?
denial.
The farming part, I think. But yeah,
Okay.
did you put up Bob's comment?
How to balance? Yeah, I was about to get to that, Bob. I was just about to get to that.
How to balance a checkbook?
How
Yes.
to economics, period. How to balance your checkbook, how to spend within your limits.
And how to make it fun, because make it boring as fuck. Nobody pays attention, and then they get in trouble.
Understanding credit too.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people that don't understand that shit. Everybody, our buddy Daryl is back. Let us welcome him all the way from Champagnat, Illinois. There you go. What's going on, man?
What up?
Hey.
Not a
How's it
whole
going?
lot.
So John was commenting about the Lincoln does this about the being
Illegal to be
How about the
homeless.
illegal
That makes
homeless?
no
Yeah.
sense.
No,
Yeah, it's asinine.
but they'll kick you out if you ain't paying rent. You know,
Mhm.
so
Exactly. So what are you
damned if you
supposed
do,
to do?
So
damned if you
how's
don't.
that? Yeah, so how's that work?
Yeah, there's no place for you to go if you are homeless either.
John Paul, you know what? I actually know somebody that preferred to stay in prison
Yep.
because his life outside sucks so bad. But within prison, he had a nice little business going. He got his teeth fixed, so it was like life was good for him in prison.
But we've watched the show Mom. I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched it before,
Yes.
but it's fucking hilarious. But there was a lady that was on the show. She was in prison for 7 years because she tried to
Try to rob a steakhouse on Please Eat Free night.
Yeah. So anyway, so she comes out and she's like, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm in my 50s. I can't get a job. I don't know what to do, but they're going to send me back if I don't have a job. And so fortunately, she said when she was in prison, she learned all of these different skills. She's able to do drywall. She's able to fix utilities. She's able to do all these different things because they give you those resources to do that. She said the only thing she couldn't do was cut your hair because the cosmetology was always booked. But in jail, they allow you to get these additional resources or skills. So when you can get out, the goal is for you to be able to be employable. But how employable are people in their 50s or 60s that just come out of prison? There's that ageism for one, and then there's also the record that you have.
Right.
So people aren't going to want to employ you. So you're screwed. So what do? You do something to get back in prison.
Yeah.
What say you, D-Man?
Well, the one thing that, excuse me, clearing my throat and all that phlegm all over your stream. The one thing that you, I know, right? The one thing that you got to remember is that the issue that we're going against with, especially the prison system, it is a system, and it's been privatized. So how else are you going to keep your labor force going? How else are you going to keep the industry moving unless you're making laws and putting stuff in places where it becomes a little bit harder for those who actually come out of prison, who are supposed to be rehabilitated, get in a position where they can start their lives up. It's very difficult. It is very, very difficult, and it's not that it's not difficult for no reason. There's a reason behind
Right.
why it's being difficult. So, and that's the thing that's tough about it, because there are some people who, even with some of the laws that are on the books, when you think about all the marijuana stuff that's going on, people who are in there for drugs, for that, and then turn around and all this stuff has been passed that it's been legalized. I mean, I live in a state where it's legalized, so it's really sad to think about that. And they're not going to go back and say, "Well, it's legal. Okay, everybody out." No, that's not what they're going to do. They're going to
Yeah.
you got to finish this up here. So it's sad. It is sad, and we need to do a little bit better.
Well, and a lot of it happened right after slavery was abolished.
That's true,
It's like,
Kevin.
well, how do we start keeping people like in their place? Oh yeah, let's make some laws that they can't read. And going back to that cursive thing, if you don't know cursive, kids, learn that shit, because that's what all the original documents are written in. So you want to know that it says what they're saying it says. Okay. So don't rely on other people to be your teachers with this shit. Learn to educate yourself.
If you
But,
can't,
seen
your
the
parents
13th?
can't teach you, go to your grandparents.
Go to somebody. Shit.
Have you
Go
guys
ahead,
seen the 13th? Have you guys seen the 13th?
The 13th.
Is
that a movie?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I think it's called the 13th. 13th. It's about the 13th Amendment. I think it is. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's breaking down the 13th Amendment, and if you look at the clause in there, Jason, you were hitting on it about Reconstruction, and it's in a way that the South and their economic structure was built upon the backs of slavery, and they needed to figure out a way to replace that labor force. And so if you look at the 13th, I think it's the 13th Amendment. If you look at the 13th Amendment, the clause in there about those who are serving time, basically what they did is reconstructed slavery within the system within the justice system, and that's how they were getting labor back there. And if you look at, going back to what you were saying, you look at back some of the laws that were being passed at that point in time, they were trying to figure out ways to try to get those free Black folks that were just emancipated back into basically slavery.
Yep. And it worked, and it
Yeah.
still works to this day. I mean, just because you look at all the way up till about, I'd say, the very early 70s. Remember, I mean, I don't remember the early 70s, but knowing with your family structure was like everybody had a mom and a dad in the house. There was a family structure. Of course, there was, the family ever so often that daddy ran off and was a Rolling Stone or whatever. But for the most part, like in my grandparents' neighborhood, that was a family neighborhood. They were full families. Mom, dad worked, mom stayed home and took care of the house and whooped the kids and all that kind of stuff. And then right around the 70s, when, certain drugs started getting introduced, certain laws started getting passed. A lot of Black men were getting incarcerated under a lot of these new systems. And then the 80s come, where the crack epidemic happened, and it was curtains after that. That's why everybody thinks, when they think Black people, they think single mama, no baby, or a bunch of baby daddies and all that kind of. That's just what people think, like, immediately. And it's partially because a lot of times it's true. Like, you just get a bunch of ignorant men, or men who were boys that weren't taught by men. Yeah, I guess is the best way to put it. And you got boys, Daryl, like, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get into, not necessarily conspiracy theory, because there's documentation that shows some of the stuff was happening, but if you look at, there is a very, very strong belief there was a systemic onslaught to the Black family, and a targeting of breaking up the Black nucleus. If you look at the civil rights era and how things were being planned, those were planned by families, and the nucleus was intact. And so one of the things that, again, this is the theory, One of the things with the theory that came out there was that the fact that they were trying to separate black men from their family and trying to break up these family units. And if you break up the family units, you've now disseminated the power within the community and weakened the rights movement. So if you look at some of the stuff that was passed in the late 60s, 70s, there's a lot of documentation and there's a lot of arrows pointing to the fact that systemically they were trying to remove the black man from the family.
I don't think that's a theory. I think that's
Yeah, I was about to say, I think there's facts supporting
I
that.
think that's actually proven, and it's something that they were actually proud of, because if they could make the black woman look at the black man as he was not as equal as her,
He ain't
because
shit.
a black woman could get the government to help her with her family if it was just her and the kids. Bring the man in, everything goes away. So
Right.
if they could get the black female to look at the black man like, okay, I don't need him, this is what we do, then they don't become shit. They're trying to neutralize a threat that they can't neutralize. I mean, you can't.
Well, and even the ones that don't really feel that way, they feel more like what am I trying to say? Like they need to be taken care of by these bums. You know, because how many women have you heard like so and so pays my bills and my car note? I get my nails done. Like,
and
it's not a good look. You know, and like social media is making it a good look, which is not. It's just, you know, because even our ladies are starting to become a little bit unladylike, I guess.
Ghetto.
over the top, ghetto, ratchet. I mean, there's a list.
But and you know, and this is what kills me. It's like we're looked at like we ain't shit. But I'm looking at a lot of things that I'm gonna bring up later that were invented by black men. That if they weren't around, white people would be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Air conditioning,
So,
elevator, if I recall.
now
She's
just reading off your list, stealing all your.
Yeah, I know. It's just a preview.
Just stole it all.
Just a preview.
So anyway, speaking about power, and this is almost ridiculous. Have you heard that Trumpty Dumpty came out with a new shoe line?
Oh my God, I saw that just today.
Was that real? Was that real? I saw it. I wasn't sure if it was real or not. Because
yep. Let me see.
And they sold out within the first like 3 hours for $300.
And do you know how much they cost?
And they're ugly as fuck.
Oh my God.
So ugly.
Do you know how much they cost?
Oh,
$400, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was $399.
Oh man.
$390. Where the hell did they go?
Oh man.
Hang on.
And I should have taken the picture of it when I saw it today.
I did. I took a bunch.
$399 a pair. I mean, did they?
And they're like,
and they sold out.
And red and blue, like orange, like
they're
his hair.
Gold.
They're gold. I know.
Gold.
They're supposed to be gold.
Oh, I've seen them. They're
me.
like, they look like, you know, when you used to like bronze your shoes when back in the day, the baby's shoes.
Yes.
Yes, that's what they look like. He took a pair of Converse and went out there and bronzed them out on his driveway. And said, "Here, yeah, $399. Go to Walmart, give me some gold paint. I can knock a whole bunch of these out."
How are you getting them colors? Are you dying them?
All right. Well, since those pictures aren't up like I thought, let me do a quick Google right quick.
Yes, John, that's what I was getting at. They look
yes,
like
they look just like him, pretty much.
Just like him.
That ain't.
It's horrid, but yeah, and they sold out. And then I went to the.
I didn't realize there were more than one type.
There was. Oh, I didn't notice that either. And
yeah,
I thought
red daggers. There's
expanded out.
Let's see. There's red ones that have a T on the outside and a 45 on the inside.
Oh,
you share your screen.
I only saw one.
Any of them with stripes on them at all? No stripes. No.
Yeah, there's some red, white, and blue up in there.
Oh, I thought that was just black and white stripes. So maybe just an orange jumpsuit version, just to go with this with a possible
That's to
outfit.
come. That's what his
Make
son
America
will make
great
money off
again.
of once he moves to
Yeah, outfit to change. Yeah.
Fucking
Oh
idiot.
man, embezzlement to come later. Does that come separately or with the shoe or?
Well, did you guys also read the story about his GoFundMe?
I did, but I can't
Yeah,
remember.
he got to raise $500 million. So yeah, I mean, he's
And
probably out there
did
selling cookies.
and did. He did.
Did he really?
He
He did
did
what? Raised the.
raise like $500 million quickly, like
See,
within the first
What
24,
is wrong
48
with
hours.
people?
people
Well.
ain't got no goddamn sense. That's what's wrong with them. Let's see.
Is that true?
You're right, John. They probably can't. Well, if they come from his business office, yeah, they probably can't be so.
Yeah, he can't do business in New York for like
Yeah.
how many years or something like that.
Yeah, his kids got 2 years probation.
Yeah, exactly, Micah. I want to know what part of America he's going to make great again. Yeah. Well, because under his rule, it was not great, period, except for a few.
And what he's talking about is going back in time, not forward.
Mhm. Well, that's what he did when he was in office.
All right, you're gonna have to. Oh, you're not hooked up.
No.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll bring it up a little late. Matter of fact, I'm going to kick out for just a second.
What were you looking at?
The
It's on my-
shoes.
So
All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
So somebody started a GoFundMe for him, but I guess it was his official, so he can his legal bills or something like that, or restitution, whatever it is. I'm not following that dude. I can't. I just see little bits and pieces.
You know, America is a hell of a country when you can take a billionaire and a billionaire can go out and request money for the legal fund in a situation where this billionaire should be able to afford his own legal funds and the penalties that he has, but yet people come and bail him out with this GoFundMe. It's amazing. This country is amazing. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
I don't understand how.
And
I
not
mean-
amazing like it should be.
No, I don't understand how, GoFundMe. I don't know who actually owns GoFundMe, but they're supposed to vet those accounts that are set up, right?
Yeah.
So why should that even be allowed? Shouldn't that be considered unethical?
That's
That's
good.
what I would have thought.
That's a good question. I don't know if they froze his assets. I hadn't read enough about the court cases to actually know exactly what that is. But like at the same time, in my mind, what is the difference between someone? Let's say you go to court and you have to raise bail. Like they can raise funds in order for you to make bail. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, you think of some of these settlement cases and divorces and things of that nature where people have to liquidate their assets in order to meet the funds that needed for the settlement. So it wouldn't surprise me if some type of fundraiser arm is available for someone in the situation. It's just what astounds me. Again, it's
Trump.
Well, it's not necessarily. It's just Trump. It's just what's amazing to me is that we've gotten into a situation where we have an individual who has garnered the reputation of being this savvy businessman, being this person to be able to raise the money that he's been able to make these decisions that he's been able to make, but then record after record after fact is proving otherwise. But at the same time, the man, it's like the kid in class that is they're cheating. Everyone else in the class knows they're cheating on their papers, but yet and still they walk back after their test is being scored and they get an A+, and you're just looking at everybody. Okay, when are we actually going to get justice in this situation? When is like this actually going to fall into place? Because what I've been told is that you work hard, do the things you're supposed to do, be a good citizen, and these good things are going to break your way. But now you're in a situation where you're setting up, and you've started to see it, not started to see it, you saw it, 4 years ago, where all kinds of nastiness has started to come out in terms of people acting any kind of way, however they want to act towards anybody, any kind of way, and knowing there is no consequences for their actions. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, I've seen some stuff on social media, especially when it comes off to people with race relations and stuff like that. I've seen some people say some nasty stuff to people.
Oh man,
and
vile.
people have popped off and hit them in the mouth and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm not about violence and stuff like that, but some people need to be popped upside the head a couple times.
I'll slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, just so that like back in the day, like Jason, when we grew up, it was a situation where you used to look at the dude. I have a disagreements with them. They have disagreements with me, and I look them up and down, and they go, "Today ain't the day. It ain't worth it." Because if you're gonna sit up and say something, they're gonna retaliate. And I think we're in a situation that we have kind of have not got a someone needs to take that dude outside the backyard and just beat him
whoop his.
Yeah, people in general. I mean, people have gotten so used to popping off without getting hit in the mouth that they get a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
And and I'm talking to a lot of you fucking trolls out there too, because I wasn't gonna say anything about this, but then I thought to myself, the motherfucker put it on public. So here we go. Mr. George Jones, the one that Kenny attacked and he attacked back and they kept going back and forth and all that kind of shit. This motherfucker he commented 3 days ago. When was that show? My birthday, a month ago. Talking about like, I gave your little show a chance and I'm not gonna be bullied by Bull and blah, 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 blah. And so basically I replied, like, you gave as good as you got, and if you were just trying us out, you wasn't my fucking crowd anyway. So then this other motherfucker pops on. And George had mentioned something about I don't pay money for Kenny grooming these Asian women or something. I was like, okay, you need to be careful what you say, because he could easily sue you for libel.
Right.
And then this other motherfucker decided to pop in with eyes so close together they looked like they could just have one lens in his fucking glasses. And he tried to jump in talking this shit about how he makes fun of your friends and he makes fun of black people and he does all this and you just sit there and laugh and you should be ashamed of yourself. Well, let me tell you something, motherfucker. You don't know what the hell goes on behind the scenes. You don't know what's planned. You don't know actually what the hell's going on. So before you decide to pop off at somebody, know that if I know where you are, and I do, because I know who you fuckers are. I know who you are. And you think I don't, but I know exactly who you are. And I know your IP addresses because of Kenny. Okay, so if you want to play these games, I will slap the fucking teeth out your mouth. All right? I'm not that violent of a person, but I do want you guys to understand that the whole nice guy persona, no, sorry, it's gone. Because I've been fucked over by people so much, that I thought, if you're kind and you're giving and they'll reciprocate and all this, and it's the people that got closest to me that wanted to fuck me over. So before you want to pop off again, run upstairs, ask mommy for more graham crackers, and ask why the mean man that came out of your bedroom last night is yelling at me on his show. Because I tell you what, if you do want to come at me, I will let you on and I will light you fucking up. We cool? All right. So back to what we were talking about.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
By the way, there's a reason I'm on this side of the screen. Because you don't have the fucking charisma, you don't have the look, you don't have the voice to do any of this shit. Because if you did, you'd be doing it. And you'd be doing it well. So if you want to pop off, why don't you come up with your own little show that we can all laugh at and joke about and stuff? Because I saw what you look like. That's the reason why you don't have a show. Nobody wants to look at that shit. Nobody wants to hear your MAGA bullshit that comes out of your mouth. Because I know who you are. I know where you live. If you want to continue this, we can continue this. because I'm not going to travel, but I know people who will. So let's not play these little games, okay? Because I manage all these comments. Now, if you have a real point, I'll let it through. I don't care if you make fun of me or not, but do not come on here with libel comments, making fun of my hosts, making fun of my co-hosts, making fun of any other show. If you don't want to donate to that show, just fucking don't. Scroll on. You guys get this fucking erection and drippy hard on every time you get on the screen with this dude because it's just, oh God, I got to get to him. If I can only get my name on there, I'll be famous. And then you know what? You last a fucking second and then you got to create a new account and come back 11 days later. And the fact that you guys have like 100 of those motherfuckers built up is pretty goddamn sad. And like Jake said, like and subscribe. So yeah. Anyway, fuck you very much. Thank you very little. You're welcome even less. Moving on. Let's do a quick station ID. I think we need that, don't we?
We need something.
I know. That just 30 seconds.
For those of you watching the Trainwreck Live, we are currently simulcasting on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at Jaded Zen. YouTube viewers, click the subscribe button in the lower right corner of your screen and boom, you're in the cool car. The Trainwreck is property of Jaded Zen Entertainment, copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
All right. I think we're all good.
Palate cleanser.
Yeah.
So
My man was gonna choke somebody.
you have to pose the question to I'm sorry, Daryl, right? I can just see D Miles, but I don't know. What would you do given absolute power or $1 billion?
Ooh. Well, I would make sure my debt's all paid because I got some. I make sure my kids the situation. Make sure that's taken care of. Probably the thing I would probably do is try to make sure I open pipelines for kids in education and in college, and open some doors for minorities in some spaces that are underrepresented. I work in a field where it's sometimes it's not necessarily by race, but it's more like classism, if you will. And so it's a situation that some people who have access to money have access to some opportunities that others don't. And so I would love to be able to create some opportunities for people to be able to do that kind of stuff. And then if I had enough money, I would try to influence a way that we can try to take money out of politics. Because that has been really basically the downfall of what our democracy is going through, and it's going to take a lot to try to pull it back up. But really, if you really look at the issues that we have in Congress, the issues we have in the Supreme Court, the issues that we have in these lobbies, it's all of it's traced back to greed and money. So I would love to be able to take that stuff out. I don't know if $1 billion is going to do it. Maybe I win that $1 billion and then do a GoFundMe. Oh, 10 billion. Yeah. And then I do a GoFundMe for the other 10.
There you go. Yeah. That's how you do that.
But you're going to have to say you're going to help Trump with it. And
well, I don't know. I don't know about all that.
I was going to say that too about education. I would definitely overhaul a lot of laws. Like, for instance, I would flip the shit where the neighborhoods with the highest property taxes gets the best shit. I'd flip that because we need to get the playing field level.
Yeah.
Because it's fucked up that people got shitty ass houses because they got redlined. And so they have shitty ass property taxes. So they have a shitty ass school with shitty ass teachers. So they don't learn shit. Mm-hmm. You know, and I went to a school like that, but it's almost like a sin to say you're smart nowadays, but I'm smart. So I went through that shitty system up until the 2nd grade, and I got out of it like everything I could. And then I moved on to Lincoln, and man, you want to talk about some culture shock. I was in Omaha. There were probably like 3 white kids in every class I had. and then it switched. Like there were 3 people of color, like not just black. I'm talking
Not
about
just
anybody
of color.
anybody
Yep.
darker than a brown paper bag.
Yep.
You know, there may have been 1 or 2, and I'm talking about all through high school too. I know and this was Lincoln High, where they have the biggest concentration of black people at the time.
Yeah.
But there would be up to 5 people of color in every one of my classes.
Yeah.
Including multicultural lit. That was inhabited by white folks.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
like close to 700 students in your senior year.
Oh yeah, it was 700.
Yeah, and mine was about the same. And I remember one year looking through my yearbook, and this was after Coltrane and I were together. And I'm like, for one, I don't remember half of the people that are in there that were in my class, but I'm counting. I'm like, 4, really? Only 5 people in my class are of color?
Mhm.
Really?
And they were all
That's
athletes.
ridiculous.
They were all recruited.
Yep.
I think I'm
Yeah, I
playing,
think
but-
one literally went from my junior high to my high school. So I knew that he lived in my area, but the others, no, I don't think so. Because they were good athletes.
Yeah, I loved it too, Raquel, but there wasn't enough of us. I mean, there
was
was
more of us
we were
there than
area
anywhere else.
concentrations.
yeah, we were in like pockets of the school.
Yeah,
So-
it was a pretty large school, and there was a large, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the ratio was better in that high school than it was for the rest of the city, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
especially east.
East.
There's
There's probably 3 black people in the whole school.
and one of them, man, I'm telling you.
All right, I found them shitty ass shoes, y'all. Y'all ready for this?
Air Tragics, the Air Tragics.
Mhm.
Is that what they're
you ain't
called?
lying, Raquel.
Oh, that's what I'm calling them.
You're right.
Oh Lord.
Oh God.
That is $3.99, people, and they sold out. There's gonna be motherfuckers walking around with these on.
Yeah, they are. They're air.
My
Just-
God. Even the laces. That is the ugliest fucking
That
shit
is
I've ever
the
seen in my
ugliest
life.
thing I've ever
It
seen.
looks like Wonder Woman's boots.
Yeah, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they do.
Good Lord. And I bet you he created them so with his crayons and shit. You like it? It's huge. It's the best shoes.
Tons,
that's
like,
in the
tons
world.
sticking
You'll
out.
never find shoes like this again.
Whole hand on crayon, just
Man,
going to town.
let's take another look at that shit. Oh my God.
God, man.
That is, can you imagine going to the court and somebody balling in that shit?
Oh man, I might have. Yeah,
Everybody would collapse in laughter, man.
I'd leave the court. They wouldn't be allowed. Stars and
And-
stripes on my back too, right? Yeah.
Well, there's another one that just has it has a T. They're like a blue color. So there's like a T on the exterior and on the interior 45, like he's some kind of fat athlete. He also came out with a bunch of trading cards that have him depicted as like a rock star, and one he's like a fireman. One
Oh, I
he
thought it
is
was going to be the ones of
Superman.
everybody who was around him that got convicted.
No, these are all just.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for
Micah.
watching, Micah. You can always
Yeah.
watch the rest tomorrow. But yeah, my man is not a haberdashery superstar at all. Matter of fact,
Those were
here
not.
is him heading to his what I guess the reveal or whatever. Look how this motherfucker walks. You see how he just lumbered up there?
Yeah, Oh,
Right.
it makes my skin
There was
cold.
a message that she deleted, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it. As a matter of fact, let me pull up his fucking.
For the
chat.
record, I can't delete or ban from this side, just so you guys know.
Oh, I'm very surprised he looks like this.
I know.
Very shocked.
Mhm.
Okay, so some fat fuck with a thick beard and glasses and what looks like a semi mullet. He decided to comment, "You have less than 200 subscribers and you think you are all that in a bag of chips. Keep blowing Kenny or where that gets you, brother." Fuck you. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I get ass. All right. I don't care how many subscribers I get. I really don't. I care about the views, and there are thousands, including yours. Thanks for the view. Yeah, that's my man right there.
Oh, he's nice.
Yeah.
And he handsome.
God
And
bless him.
articulate. You got to say articulate.
Very much so. And you know, the fact that he created a profile just so he can say that, dude, you're dripping cum looking at me right now. I mean, that's what you trolls don't understand. You're feeding my numbers, dipshits. So bring it on. I mean, and you think my feelings are hurt that I don't have 200 subscribers? Really? I looked at your page. You don't even have content. So, and you had the nerve to put a picture of yourself up there and talk to me like that. Don't stand in the corner, you fat fuck. All right. Here's a little good news for us, all of us, really. Apparently, doggy style can prevent you from having heart attacks.
Name. Yeah. You drop.
You
All
think
right.
that's bad?
Okay,
All right.
You're gonna have to put that up again because
Yeah, I didn't get to read it.
way too
Okay.
fast.
Okay, I know y'all saw that. Yep.
Yep.
So,
I'll be right back. I'm gonna
I'm
make sure I
screwed.
get my heart healthy.
gentlemen, rewind it
I'm
to this
screwed, I
point
guess.
and, let your ladies know, hey, you saving my life, baby. That lady's name is, I think it's like Nurse Jean or something like that. I'm gonna have to pull her up again. She's a grandmother. She's like 47, but she has a lot of sexy pics, and her whole page is all about sex and how it ties into health. So
She's a nurse or a doctor?
a nurse. No, yeah, nurse. She's a nurse. Let's see. I'm gonna say that.
She just
for
needs to
Darwin's.
leave the words on there a little bit longer for people like me that are slow readers. I'm like,
Well, then you
What?
have to watch
Well,
it
it
read it
loops.
over and over and over.
So, I will play this and get you guys' opinions, and then we're gonna get into our other topic. But I already know my opinion about this, but I'm interested in everybody else's.
Should never hit a woman.
Why not?
That's just fucked up.
What? Why?
Why should a man hit a woman?
To protect himself.
Oh man, this is a lot.
What do you mean?
I just disagree with your viewpoints.
Why?
That you think a man should hit a woman?
Should a woman hit him? Yes, I do.
I don't think violence is the answer to anything.
No, in protection, he's self-defense. Let's say a woman hit, he shouldn't just go around hitting her just for no reason.
Yeah.
But let's say that, should women hit men?
No.
Right. So if a woman should hit a man, should he smack her back?
No.
Why not?
Because she's a girl.
She doesn't know that?
But I just think that's unfair.
So if a woman smack a man, what should he do?
He probably deserved it, to be honest.
What?
Yeah, you want to play this game? Let's go.
And doesn't she deserve to be smacked back if she should hit
No,
him?
she's a girl. Guys should not hit girls.
But girls should hit guys?
I never said that. No.
But if they do, the guy should smack her back.
No.
Why not?
Because guys shouldn't hit girls.
Why?
That's just unfair.
Well, how?
Because girls are tender and beautiful creatures that should not be hit.
But don't they know that before they hit the man that they can't handle it?
I don't know. I have no idea. Mention.
Man, that's almost like why? Because why? Because why?
Because I said
Because
Mhm.
she had no good points
No.
on that at all, and she
No.
looks like the. You could tell by the way her jaw was jutting that she's the type that'll slap a motherfucker.
Yep.
if
And
he
be like,
deserves
"You
it.
can't be back." I taught my girls and I teach my grandchildren as well. If you walk up and smack a man, you expect to get hit back by a man. Keep your hands to yourself. It's pretty simple.
Keep your hands to yourself. Like I always used to say, if you ball your hand up to hit like a man, you deserve to get knocked out like a man.
Yep.
But listen, if you can de-escalate, public service announcement. If you can de-escalate the situation, please de-escalate the situation. But at the same time, don't. The same thing, I'll have the conversation with my sons. Like, don't sit up and let some woman just beat on you.
Right.
Like, if you need to go somewhere, especially black males out there, don't let a woman sit up and just beat up on you. Don't do it.
And that kind of brings me to a story because I had a personal experience with this about 5 years ago. We had a friend.
I know.
We had a female friend that she was kind of one of those that thinks she can talk to you slick or just say or do any type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't even remember what the subject was about, but she took it upon herself to basically bear paw me across the face. And so I ain't gonna do it for real, but kind of like that little hit. I did that back to her, and that became I hit her. And like I was the type of person that was like, I didn't want that reputation. I had to go to like counseling and shit for a little while because that bothered me so bad that people were being told that, so I'd have to tell the actual story as to what happened.
Well, and also the other thing is she was a white woman. Black man.
Yeah.
So that
she was also a white woman that was 50 pounds heavier than I was.
Yeah. But it's still the fact that she's the white woman that was hit by a black man who started it, but she left that part out, I'm sure, in her conversations.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So because it got back to me. And the way she was telling it and shit. So everybody knew the truth, when it actually came out. But I'm at that point to where, no, I don't feel guilty about that. Matter of fact, I feel bad I didn't slap the shit out of her.
Right?
because it was in front of a bunch of people. So A, you didn't have no business touching me. And B, you were trying to embarrass me in front of all these people. So, I spent like a good 3 years feeling bad about that when I shouldn't have. I should.
No, you shouldn't have.
But it is what it is, and she's living the life she's living, and I'm living a better one. Let me see. Oh, I wanted to play this in the beginning. Go ahead.
No, I was just comment about our cat who conveniently sticks his head in the middle of the camera.
Oh, there he is.
That's what I get for not locking the door.
This is when we were talking about ratchet ass women earlier, and women that like to abuse their men. Tell me if this isn't just poetic justice right here.
$80,000 a year. Why aren't these children on any type of health insurance?
Well, the profession that I have, there's no insurance offered, and I mean.
Well, it doesn't have to be. You're considered a independent contractor, right?
Right.
That means you can get private health insurance. Did you know that?
I'm not really sure how to go about doing that.
How to find private health insurance?
Right. Insurance for what? I mean.
Well, child support for what? Because you're definitely getting ready to pay. How about that?
Wait.
You came here to waste my time.
Your Honor, I just want to say, and he's talking about my kids being teased at school and all of that. No, he's the one being teased. He's the one that is brainwashing them to believe this stuff and want to turn my kids against me because I don't want to be with him any longer. That's the ultimate problem.
Here's the memory we're getting ready to make because I made my ruling. Making your monthly child support payment $2,576.
That's how much you gotta pay.
No, that's how much you gotta pay.
Thank you, Your
The children live with him.
Thank you, Your
I don't see the celebration.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. What happened to the celebration? Because you're the one that's paying that $2,576. The children live with him. He should not pay you anything.
Thank
you. If you're making a
Wow,
Why in the world would
that.
you think she got child support for kids that didn't live with her?
Right?
Right.
Why would that?
And she making way more money than he does.
Mm-hmm. What a dumbass.
Wow.
And she was like, that's how much you gotta pay.
Trying to do a
was
happy dance.
karma like a muff.
That kind of reminds me of there was this Judge Judy where it was like the fastest case in history because this dude stole this girl's purse, and she was like, and it had an iPhone, it had $300, it had no $300 in it. So Judge Judy just laughed her ass off and just to the plaintiff. Oh my God. See, it's easy to trick dumb folks.
Yeah.
That's why you trolls don't bother me. I can trip you up real easy. Like I can say hi. I can ask you a basic math question. I can have you read something. That'll fuck y'all up. Let's get into our second, or actually probably our third subject. Remember the lady that the black white lady?
Yeah.
Okay, we saw last week that she was released from her job, which was actually down in Tucson, Arizona, as a teacher because she has an OnlyFans account. I am trying to. Where did half these pictures go that I loaded?
So
anyway,
initially she's a white woman, and she was presenting herself as a black woman, and I can't remember what position she was.
She was head of the NAACP in Washington State.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then she moved here to Arizona, and unfortunately the Arizona school system is known for not paying the teachers. Like, we're lowest income essentially of the whole nation. And so in order for her to compensate her wages, supplement, she created an OnlyFans page, but it got leaked and people didn't like it. So,
and you know who leaked it? You know who found it?
One of her parents, one of the students' parents.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on, come on.
So that tells me that they were on that page to see that, or because it's not like it's Facebook,
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be scrolling on Facebook and finding that.
When you say they didn't like it, like they didn't like it, like they didn't like she was on there, or they didn't like the content, she wasn't smiling enough, or
they thought it wasn't a good
black woman
look or whatever. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bounce off camera again real quick because I'm gonna load up some pictures that I thought I loaded. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves about it. Hey, should you be fired for something like that?
Well, it's that, you know what? That is a very sticky situation. Pun intended, however you want to take that. Because you got to be able to live. You should be able to be free to live your own life, right? And do the things that you want to do. However, especially in like kindergarten on to like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, whatever. Okay, fine. I feel like I'm a little bit more lenient on that. But now you're in a situation where you got middle schoolers to high schoolers, becomes a little bit more touchy in that situation. Pun intended. Because you're now in a situation where now you're at a point where your students will or may find you, and I think that it puts a situation where it becomes, in my mind, I come from a house of educators, so I'm coming from this perspective. It becomes difficult for you as an educator, your main job, to have the conversations that you need to have either with your student or with the parents in order to correct them and put them in the spaces they need to do academically. And so I get it I really do get it from the institution's perspective, because we're hiring you to do certain things and to create this image for these young impressionable people. However, this is a free country. You should be able to do the things on your free time. So it's like, I hate sort of being the person that's going to straddle the fence on this. That was intended to, but it's a situation that it becomes very, very hard. Dang it! It becomes very difficult. A very difficult situation to try to navigate, because I could, like, can you imagine what you would have went through as Jason, as dudes who are trying to control the raging chemical imbalance that is our hormones around the 16 to 22, 25, 30, 32-year-old range, where you're trying to control all that, and you come across Miss Withers on
Spank bank material.
Yeah, man. And you just and then you see it, and then the next day you got to go to algebra class, and she up there, sitting up here doing these formulas, and you
Tight
just
dress on and shit.
and you just like,
Yeah, it
oh
is.
my
Yeah.
Well, and that
God.
was a few shows ago. Remember we were talking about back when we were in school, our teachers looked like teachers. Like they were old fat ladies with a bun in their hair, and the dudes were all staunch and not to be played with and shit, and that's just the way it is. And now you get these like models and gorgeous people who just got out of college. So like you're damn near in the same peer group, like babies teaching babies essentially.
Yeah.
But so here is her, if you guys don't remember.
Oh, that's
she really does look black too.
Rachel
Dolenzer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So she
got a teaching job down in Tucson. Apparently she had it for a couple of years before somebody discovered it. Here's actually what she looked like when she was white, and here's a side-by-side picture of her as black and white.
Oh,
I had never seen the white picture before, but
me either.
That's just tanning.
Mhm.
That's just tanning lotion. But yeah, on the far right, I mean, I would take her as mixed.
I wouldn't have questioned it. And apparently she has a book called In Full Color, Finding My Place in a Black and White World.
Huh.
Dolisol. Matter of fact, she doesn't even go by that name anymore.
No.
It was something really bizarre. Can you look that up for me? But anyway, so that was her. And here's what they're mad about. Now, she works out. She definitely works out. So, here's some of her OnlyFans shit. And yes, I did put those up there. That is the full shebangity bang. She did that one. But yeah, so apparently those were come across by a parent who had a bitch. Her name is Nkechi Amari Diallo. I'm not even gonna try to spell that out. Well, you got it in front of you. Go ahead and spell it.
No, I'll just put it in the comments.
Yeah, you can.
I'll jack it if I say it out loud.
Yeah. So yeah, I will say she looked good.
I mean,
but I have a general rule. I do not pay for nudity or sex. Like that's just
Yep.
And how old is she? Did
That's a
it
good
say
question.
anywhere?
I think she's younger than we are.
She is
23.
If she's in her 40s, I'll be even more impressed by that. By this one. Those are legs.
She looks
boy.
damn good.
46.
Really?
Yep.
To get my ass back in the gym tonight. I was thinking about that anyway, man. I had I wear a large, but I can tell like when I put on about 3 or 4 pounds because like right here, it starts getting a little tight around the lats and shit. And I was wearing a large like white tee. Man, I had to take that shit off because I felt like it was just a compression shirt.
I got a little coat.
But but if I put on extra large, it's too big. Yeah. So it's like I'm in that I'm right at 170 pounds. So I'm like right in that in between spot. So yeah, I mean, Daryl made a good point. Like I can understand within certain ranges, but at the same time, and I think this was like a 2nd or 3rd grade class. Anybody who doesn't even understand what that would be, why sexualize it to kids? Because that's my biggest problem with everything is like with the grooming and the queer people are gonna turn you queer and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that like I got so busy, I lost my train of
People are projecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. kids don't know anything about sexuality. They know that like your privates look different if you're a boy and a girl, and they wonder why yours is missing if you're a girl. But they're not thinking about sex. Okay, when I was in 3rd grade, I thought about sex because I'm just a little, I'm a hornball. I'm a little advanced. But for the most part, like when people talk about like little girls that are 8 or something like that, and how you have to keep all this shit away from them because it'll sexualize them and shit. Like they don't know. They don't understand until you put that shit out there.
Make it like that, yo.
Well, because like the more you try to hide from your kids, the more they're like, ooh, that must be good. Because I knew where the porn was, and I knew, and back then we had to be careful because tapes stop at a certain level.
VHS.
So yeah, what you had to do was before you started watching, you hit that reset button so where it goes to 000, and then you watch whatever you watch, and then you get it right back to that 000. Nowadays, there's porn just at your fingertips, like literally on your phones, all that kind of shit. I remember not only would we do this for pay-per-views for like the WWE, WWF, but there were them Playboy channels where you could like see the scramble, and if you kind of adjust it just enough, you could kind of see what was going on. You could hear it for sure, but you could kind of see it. Oh, I miss those old days when you could cheat the system more. Have you guys heard the story about the lady who? Well, first of all, let me throw her up here. This is Jasmine Moss. She is in trouble. Let me just read the story here. A woman in Memphis was reportedly arrested after allegedly having her young daughter wax adult women. Something she appears to have posted online like a dipshit. See everything we know at the link in our bio. I didn't even want to look at the story. That's all I needed. But here was the picture that went.
Are you kidding?
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Why?
What was the end game?
Why? Like, so you
and the woman on the
and the woman on that's what I'm saying too. Like, so you woke up in the morning and you said after Chanel came downstairs and got Cheryl came down and got her little Cheerios and got her little bowl and got her little like Peppa Pig stuffy, and it's like, hey, you know what? So and so is gonna come over today. I want you're gonna put this paper on her hoo-ha, and you're gonna rip the hairs and stuff out. It's gonna be funny. Ha. Like how
and let me take a picture of it too.
And let me take a picture of it.
Hey, Scooter.
I just don't.
That's so wrong.
Zero.
People amaze me now. Like I'm just, how at first you got on the internet, you start looking at stuff. Oh man, that's crazy. I can't believe. Now you look at stuff and you go like, I don't even know how you. Like sometimes you can see how like the logical steps to how people got in this messed up situation, how they did. Some of the stuff you look at this stuff and you go like, what about this situation says, let's do that. That's
right.
Yeah.
How did it filter through all of that shit? And then, after you filtered it and made the decision and follow through with it and then take a picture of it,
right?
You still take the step to put it online.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I think she still claims to be biracial or some shit like that. I don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure, but she's still hanging on to that kinky ass hair and she's still dark as hell. But I can't lie though, she looked good. As much as I want to dog her for being ugly, like look good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save this one for you. Got Darwin's right.
I do.
Okay.
I mean, we can skip them if you.
Well, you can do one story because I got another thing that we can add to that.
Okay.
That's
like how you gonna sit on the table with just your legs just up and then.
I know.
Little girl
it's like all good.
Like it's just and you're like it's just fine.
And like the lady when she walks in, was she expecting this before she got there, or was she just cool? Like, okay, cool.
Okay, this is what normally happens. Like, hey, how you doing? How was preschool today? Did you color? What letter are you working on? oh, that's a little too tight. Like, how
For
does
real.
Yeah, what was that? Like,
I just want to know what the process was. And, now I do have to look at that shit and see what happened because we got to talk about this shit again next week because when I first put it up there, I was like, I can't believe this shit. Now that I'm actually looking at it again, it's like, holy fuck.
I mean, it's
like
so
it
messed
just
up on
sank
so
in.
many different levels, man. It just so
I
many
mean,
different
and the
levels.
little girl, her poor little tiny hands are up in the. Does she know the woman? There's so many questions.
Yeah.
And then the
So
other
many
aspect
objections.
of this is, Jason, you talked about like kids not knowing the sexualized blah blah blah.
That's true.
One thing I was going to interrupt you on though was the fact of the matter is that yes, they don't know that aspect of it. They don't really. But the other aspect you got to be careful of is that you normalize abnormal behavior.
Right.
So like you're in a situation, you're talking about grooming. I wouldn't say necessarily grooming, but you put this little girl in a situation where she's doing this. This is normal. Like to her, this is normal. Just like getting up in the morning, putting on her jammies and going doing what she needs to do for the day. She thinks this is normal. And so when she gets older and she starts doing these things and then doing these things outside of the societal norm, and then someone corrects her on that, she's gonna have an issue.
Yeah.
She's gonna have an issue.
Yep.
Well, my mama said.
And it's, does she pay her? I mean, it's just like I have so many questions.
And does the clients do they tip with money or like Cheerios? I mean, what is
and how are they just good with it? Like, okay, this is my 4-year-old.
Yeah, I wouldn't be okay with that.
Like, what?
Right. Well, that would be my thing is coming in and seeing this child. I'd be like, I don't really feel comfortable having your child looking at and doing that.
Seeing all my parts and whatnot.
I mean, no. I don't want my child to be seeing that. I don't want your child to be seeing that.
And of course, kids will see naked adults, as they come in and out of the shower or whatever.
Yeah.
But to see that's what I'm saying. To see spread open to where you actually have to tighten down on it, rub the wax and snap.
It's a very intimate thing.
Yeah. So I'm glad she's in jail. But yeah, next week we're definitely gonna talk a little bit more about that shit.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
That really piqued my interest all of a sudden.
Back to Rachel. As far as her race, both of her parents are white. Primarily German, Czech, and Swedish. And I think the reason why she thinks that she's black is because her parents, when she was a teenager, they adopted 3 African-American children and a Haitian child. So
siblings are black. She gotta be black.
Yeah, evidently that's her rationale.
I see. So she's a little disturbed, is what we're saying. Okay. It is what it is.
All kinds.
You want to do Darwin's real quick? Because I have a funny video to attach to that. You want to do like one story in the video?
Sure.
All right, everybody. It's time for Darwin's.
It's the tale of stupid criminals with music by me. About a guy and another guy who did something really stupid and then they wound up in the penitentiary. Something like that.
Right. Drug dealer dials 911 to complain to police someone stole $10 from him while he was selling marijuana and is promptly arrested. A Florida drug dealer who was illegally selling marijuana may have been high on his own supply when he called police to complain that a customer had stolen $10 from him. Eric Thomas, 33, showed a touching faith in law enforcement when he called police in reference to a theft in Largo near Tampa Bay.
Like the motherfuckers that call the police because they think they got fake drugs.
Exactly.
He robbed me.
Once police made contact with him, he stated he was selling marijuana and someone stole $10 from him while attempting to sell it. Sadly, after the victim, they had to inform him that the sale of marijuana was illegal in the Sunshine State as his possession.
Say what now?
For real? It's again the law?
Right? As is the possession of the 2 packets of cocaine they
Oh.
found in his wallet.
Yeah, that's
Oh well, that'll do it.
cocaine in Florida.
Right. The defendant had 11 baggies in his pocket while
Goddamn.
walking up to the
11.
officers.
He was wearing cargo shorts.
As he went to the officer.
Yeah, exactly. He was
Jeez.
arrested for his and while performing a search of his person, 2 baggies of white powdery substance which tested positive for cocaine were located in his wallet.
Damn, bro, I'd have took the L on that $10.
Right?
I mean, you had to be making some good money if you were selling weed.
$10.
Like, that's $10.
Man, I mean, you can barely buy a hamburger with $10 now.
Yeah.
With $10? $10.
Ain't no way.
All right, here's the video I have. Where'd it go? It's called Dumbest Pullover Ever.
Oh.
This is quite possibly the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. You are reporting that someone stole the drugs that you were trying to sell them.
Sir, I'm broke. I'm just trying to make a little bit
At what point does this make any sense? At what point?
It doesn't make any
At what
sense.
point do you think telling the cops that someone stole...
I'm being honest. He's not being honest. Where's what he...
Are there drugs in this car?
No, there isn't.
There not be no drugs in my car.
There
She
isn't.
carry.
There
She
isn't.
carry.
469. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
469. Oh Lord.
Where are you at?
Oh my God. Going back towards that scene. Oh Jesus.
I need... This is quite possibly...
I don't know what's funnier, the partner over there laughing.
Oh my God.
He couldn't hold it, man. His stomach was
Yeah.
You go call the police on. Like,
He said, "This is quite possibly the dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen."
And her excuse.
I'm broke. Hey, have you guys ever watched Court Cam? Because I don't know what be going on in Florida, but there be some shit going on in the courtrooms in Florida. My goodness.
Daryl, that segment used to be called A Florida Man because there were so many stories that came out of Florida. And then we started noticing that we had a lot of Florida listeners and watchers, so we decided to quit picking on them. But yeah, a lot of
dumb is everywhere, but
I guarantee at least once a week, Florida's in one of these damn things.
Yeah.
So
you need a dinger and a counter for every time.
Yeah.
You do keep score. So we have state rivalries. That'd be good. Some state pride.
You need to get one of those maps.
Big map, and then
the Florida man,
yeah,
the Nebraska
maybe
man.
counter. Maybe put pictures of Jay's face as the counters as they go through the state.
Ah, shit. Our favorite Gen X lady is back with a Gen X thought of the day, and then we'll start wrapping shit up and talking about the next show.
Here's another Gen X thought of the day. A lot of you would like to know why we raised our kids the way we did. You call them whiny babies, complain they talk about their feelings too much. They're so entitled. Meanwhile, most of Gen X is completely disconnected from any feelings. Trademark of our generation is we don't give a fuck. You don't think it's a coincidence that nearly an entire generation doesn't seem to care. It's simple. We raised our kids the way we did for 2 basic reasons. The first is that we wanted our kids to have what we never had. That can be summed up in one word: attention. We didn't want our kids doomed to a life full of self-isolation every time they were having a problem or they were struggling. We wanted them to know that they could talk about their feelings, that their feelings were valid. Most of Gen X self-isolates because as kids, we were left alone to deal with our emotions. And we didn't know how. That gave us some really shitty coping skills. We were taught that feelings were bad. Second reason is if we raised our kids the way we were raised, a lot of us would be in jail. Because a lot of the ways that we were raised are just plain illegal today. And that's a fact.
Isn't that true?
Number 2,
that
for real. Number 2, for real.
The thing is, like, our generation is really the last of the outlaws because we're the last generation that grew up without any form of computers, any like smart technology or any of that shit. We had to be innovative. Remember how, like, instead of texting, we knew how to pass notes through the halls to the
Mm.
other classes and
Yep.
shit. Like
Mhm.
we had our systems, our way of working. Remember when you were out, like you had to call your parents and you weren't near a phone, so you get a pay phone.
Yep.
Call, collect, and try to say all that shit real quick.
Yep.
Like, over there,
We accept a correct call from.
I'm stuck out. WC's, please come get me.
And yeah, so we were good at that shit. And remember, all of us remember that there were clubs for 18 and under.
Yeah.
And nobody will ever know they existed because we had debaucherous fun and nobody took pictures.
Nope.
So
Yeah.
that's what made the 80s and 90s fucking fun. Like,
Yep.
we
We
just
enjoyed
did
life.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, even if we went to wrestling or something like that, I might take a few pictures, but I'm in the moment at that time. Wherever
None of them
we
turned
were,
out
we were
either.
in the moment. What's that?
None of the pictures would turn out either. They'd be
No,
all
it was like a
smeared
10 millimeter.
blurry.
You wouldn't know
Or
for
they'd
2
be
weeks.
blurry because you caught them in action.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know until like 4 months later when you
Yeah.
got that
Right.
coupon to get your pictures developed. That's right. I said
Yeah,
with the
price.
coupon to go down to get them developed.
Yep.
We
And then you
actually
get it mixed
found
up with some of the other people's pictures.
We actually found.
I used to work in a place that's what we did, and my favorite was finding some pictures that I wasn't supposed to find. I'm a 16, 17-year-old kid working in this little grocery store developing some pictures, and I see some grown stuff I'm not supposed to see.
Mm-hmm.
And we were immediately supposed to shut it all down. And my favorite part about it is the development, so the pictures would slide. We didn't have our little machine in the back. We had it up front. And that stuff would slide right on down. And everybody and their mama, if you stand in the line, you got to show. And we used to try to shut that down so quick. And depending on the manager, it took them, depending on who the manager was there, and we found some stuff, it might take a little bit longer to shut it down than other managers. But man, and believe me or not, when you went back in the day, they kept your stuff. There was a stockpile.
Oh, I bet there was.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, like, you could go through other people's shit. Like when you were looking for yours, you
Yeah.
could open up everybody else's and just look through that shit.
You're like, oh, does this say who? I wonder if this is the Myers.
I always
that
wanted to
know.
go to Disney World. This looks nice. They had a nice time.
Well, we're gonna do a little
That
bit
looks
of Black history, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So let's go back to school.
I still like the fact that you found like your high school, you know,
You know, it
all
was
kinds
actually,
of chest hairs. Chest hairs are just like,
My mom actually found it, and I was like, you know what? Let me take that. That'd be a good prop. So I don't know where the what do they call those mortarboards? Those hats?
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know where that is. 'Cause I'd have definitely had that bad boy on like Dean Douglas. Let's see. In Black history, a lot of shit that you white people wouldn't have today without us. For one, Dr. Patricia Arabat, 1981, inventor of the laser phaco probe, used worldwide eye surgery to remove cataracts. Has founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness. She restores sight to millions of people suffering from cataracts. Wow. Look at her. Her ends
Didn't
done.
know that. That's awesome.
You need it. That's why it educates. I'm gonna do that one last. Okay. A 12-year-old enslaved boy, Edmund Albius, invented the technique that made vanilla industry possible. He revolutionized the cultivation of vanilla, made it possible for us to enjoy treats like vanilla ice cream. That kind of oxymoron. It's ironic. Let's see. J. Marion Sims, the quote, father of modern gynecology. Now, this isn't like a good thing. This is how we were treated back in the day. Purchased black women slaves and used them as guinea pigs for his untested surgical experiments. He repeatedly performed genital surgery on black women without anesthesia.
Oh my God.
Because according to him, black women don't feel pain.
Oh God.
That's, yeah. They actually used to put black women on display because, got bigger asses and bigger tits. So I can't remember her name, but I think it was Barnum. Barnum and Bailey had her on display, just chained to a rock.
I was going to say, wasn't she in a cage?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it was just because her body was so unusual, you know. And it's something that we look at nowadays, like, damn, she's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There were two more. Oh, here we go. George Crumb invented the tater chips. Thanks to her, mindless television watching became a bit more delicious. You notice how brothers used to always wear suits back in the day?
Yes.
Always wear suits and hats and shit, and used to always be all classy.
Yep.
You imagine, like, when I was watching Frasier, how he would wear his whole suit and shit all night, like just be sitting on his couch watching TV in a suit. I don't know how long.
No, that's not comfortable.
Oh hell no. Where's the other one?
But it, you know, it is really interesting how you grow up. That when I grew up, you would go to work. Well, this is my parents. They would go to work and, you know, wear an outfit, and they would come home and wear that same outfit until they went to bed, and then they would switch into their pajamas. They would always wear their shoes and socks all day long, all the time. Then I got with Coltrane, and I would go to work. I would come home, immediately strip down into my pajama pants, and walk around with either my slippers on or bare feet.
Oh yeah, as soon as I'm done doing some, I get my drawers, watch TV. I'm barefoot all the time.
Yeah, and it's
play pants.
When I was in high school, I would, you know, usually wear jeans, right? And that was just what I would wear. And then I would wear it all day long until I got ready for bed, because that's just how I was raised. Now my kids go to school in pajama pants, and that's cool. I mean, they're like, why are you not wearing regular clothes?
These are regular clothes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a novel idea.
I'm just going to school.
That's like flying too. You know, it's like everybody used to dress up to fly. And now you see people in those big, like, giant hoodies and shit, and jammies, and looking all fucked up.
Literally rolled out of bed.
What did you see? I need to know what he saw, because he.
I'm just saying, it's like, it's just gotten so bad. I'm just thinking about the people who just roll up I'm like, hey man, can you like at least change your? I can see like you had an accident last night. Can you just like change your drawers into something different than what you wear? Like,
you know what's real? You see somebody walking past me to go to the bathroom, and I notice they barefoot. Like, you about to step in everybody's sticky piss.
I just don't. I don't understand it.
Now here's a real interesting one. Or no, not that one. This one is okay. Joseph H. Smith invented the lawn sprinkler. His invention saved y'all many hours of dragging long hoses across enormous lawns. Through his invention, and see, you can tell it's almost time for the show to end. Now here's the real interesting one. Thomas Edison light bulb was too hot and had a short lifespan and wasn't efficient for homes and businesses. Lewis Latimer invented the brighter and efficient light bulb. Actually, a black man took the world out of darkness. Your perception of reality is white deception.
Mm-hmm. Surprise, surprise. And of course, the white person take credit for it.
And Edison was a known.
Yeah.
You know, he stole a lot of.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You should look up some stuff on Edison. He has stolen some patents. So,
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. And just to make Generation X feel old, Kurt Loder, or they spelled it wrong. Kurt Loder is 78 years old today.
What?
Wow. 78?
78.
Damn.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes you feel real old.
Well, I'm going to need Lo back on here because she's older than me. And right now I'm like, holy crap.
The senior citizen.
And that too far
was back to school. That's part of the funniness is the overproduction. I don't know what this is. It just says "ladies knock it off." It's a minute, so let's see what that is. We'll wrap it up and then get you out of here. We'll talk about the next show and go from there.
Message to every woman that's ever said she'll only date men over 6 foot, because I just got done dating a very short Eastern European man, and I've had more orgasms in the past 2 hours than I've had collectively with every man over 6 foot that I've ever fucked. Nothing will ever beat short king effort.
So close. So close. Okay, let me put it to you this way. Pretend I'm a guy. This is a message to all the guys who said they would never date a woman with a huge nose. Because I just got done laying some pipe on a chick with a gigantic schnoz, and I swear I let out more goof juice in the last 2 hours than I ever have with these Whoville looking girls. You know what I mean? Nothing will ever beat big nose queen effort. Do you get it? Because you're supposed to presume that the only reason that these people would be any good at anything must be predicated on the fact that they're obviously overcompensating for what must be an insecurity. We just assume they don't like themselves. Are you starting to hear how messed up that sounds? You got so close to the point that people can satisfy you outside of conventional beauty standards, and yet you still chose to lump someone who has completely satisfied you into a box using their most unconventional or unattractive quality, and then imply that you can take advantage of that. And you think you're being nice. This isn't how you compliment people.
This is a message to every woman.
Oh, I didn't expect that. But yeah, I can't tell you how many women they start that shit like, where's all the men that are 6'3"? There ain't never been a bunch of men 6'3". Like that is an uncommon height. I'm right at 6 foot and I'm considered tall because the average height is 5'8" in the United States. So yeah, ladies, you're 6 foot tall, man. Like, okay, if it has to start with 6 for you to date with him, or to date with him, he has to be over 6 feet tall for you to date him. How you feel if you got to be under 200 pounds to date him? Oh, so that can be helped. And there's a lot of y'all that's doing a lot of that shit talking too. So yeah, quit fucking with people about stuff that they can't help. I'm 6 foot, but I can't stand when people say that shit. You can't help how fucking tall you are.
Right.
Right.
You can't help how tall you are. You can't help the size of your nose, the color of your skin.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And then remember, the everybody's a gym creep to all these women. Here's one that's actually kind of fun.
Stop it. No, I got a boyfriend.
I love Bach. I love him.
That's what y'all look like though when you're like, I can't tell you, like, it hasn't been lately, but there used to be times where I would compliment a lady, and it wasn't even an overt compliment or something like that, but they like kind of curl up like, I got a man. I don't want your ugly ass.
That's not what I was saying.
I'm insulted now. You even insulted. I was putting effort towards your ugly ass. Yeah, I know I'm mean, but
I was trying to make your day, but okay. If you really want me to say how I feel, buckle up, Buttercup.
Let's get into it.
Well, folks, I decided I'm going to give our people a week off, so there is no show next week, but we will return on March, what is that, 3rd, some shit like that, 6th. Just look at the damn.
It would be on
March 6th.
Yep.
So yeah, March 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Well, wait a minute. When is daylight savings time? That's coming up.
Yes, it is. As a father of young children, it is very much coming up. You know how that struggle was.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, here's the deal, folks. I'm not going back to no damn 6 o'clock Western. So it will continue to be 7 o'clock my time. It's going to move to 10 o'clock on the Eastern time. So
until March 10th.
Not till March 10th? Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So next week will be 9 Eastern.
Not next week.
Or I mean, sorry, next show.
So March, this is going to be heavily edited. So March 6th, we will be back at you 9 p.m. Eastern. Starting March 13th, we will be coming at you an hour later. Unless you are in Arizona, it will remain the same time. That's so stupid that the rest of the country still does this shit, but whatever. So we will continue talking about the OnlyFans thing, and then we're definitely going to get into the child waxing. And by then, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more developments with Vince McMahon and TKO and all this shit. I'm halfway through the 67-page document. There's a lot to highlight. It gets worse as it keeps going. So, yeah, so you guys get ready for that. Real quick, this is funny as fuck here. The New York performance of Kid Rock and Jason Aldean's "You Can't Cancel America" tour has been canceled. So for those of you who are looking forward to that, sorry about your damn luck. Again, we will be back March 6th. Look for me, Kenny, and Bob every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:05 Eastern-ish. Look at us every Saturday at 9:35, sometimes 9:05-ish, but definitely jump on at 9:35 Eastern. Should be on by then. And if you're not down with the show, just fucking don't go. Simple as that. So for the crew, are you going to come back the 6th?
See what we can do, man. We'll see what we can do.
You always got an invitation, so drop in whenever you want. Parting words, JJ.
I was told to ask if Mrs. Miles at Lincoln High, is that your mother?
Mrs. Miles she wasn't at Lincoln High. No, she wasn't at Lincoln High. She was at East. And then at Scott Middle School.
Maybe it was, I think it was Scott. I'm tripping. My child did not go to Lincoln
all black
High.
people know Mrs. Miles.
Yeah. my child did not go to Lincoln High. So yes, it was her. That's Scott.
Yes.
Daryl, parting words.
I mean, if you're gonna work your babies, try to make yourself in a different industry. I mean, there's some good God-fearing industries out there that you can do stuff. Maybe some like you can roll some joints or have them be the ones that filter the cocaine or make sure they check the adult workers. Yeah, well, just make sure that maybe check the adult workers for their diseases and whatnot, and maybe check the credit scores on people who are coming through. The waxing thing, they should leave that to adults, but the other stuff you can go ahead and let your 4-year-old handle that out.
Gotta get these kids. Gotta get them educated and paid.
Keep that work ethic going. No, college is expensive.
Hard work.
College is expensive.
Hey, Shelbert.
I'm just gonna do my usual. Have a great week. Great talking to everybody, and be kind.
Oh man.
Oh, do it again.
Oh
it
man.
was that bad that it had to be over and over.
Damn.
That's rough.
Well, I'll say make sure you guys treat everybody with respect and dignity, because you never know what somebody's going through. That person that you just got in an argument with may have just lost his wife, daughter, whatever. They may have just received some bad news. So give everybody a shot before you be a dick. But if you have to let that inner asshole out, don't be afraid to do that either. So with that, we will see you March 6th. Hopefully Daryl will be here. Hopefully there will be a low sighting. I don't know what happened to her. Perhaps she was kidnapped by somebody. Perhaps
she was in line to get them shoes.
Yeah, that's it. Or she got carried away by a rat. But at any rate, take care, everybody. Take care of each other, and just be cool. It's not that hard. So again, March 6th at 9:05. I'm sorry. Yeah, March 6th, 9:05.
Write it down.
The week after, we'll just fucking put it up and
write it down. Write it down. You're too old, baby. You don't got it
I
like
know,
that
man.
anymore.
I
You don't
feel
got it
old.
like that anymore.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.